Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of our podcast. It's called Is Breakfast Included? Bienvenidos. That is Spanish for all are welcome, something like that. On the show this week, I talk with Nate Peck. Now, Nate was a contestant on season 21 of American Idol. What caught my ear about this kid, and I say kid because he's 22 years old. I'm old enough to be his dad's young friend. Is that he auditioned with a song by Dawkins called Lightning Strikes. And that's not your typical audition song, you know? And then he's got the pipes. He can hit those high notes, and he's very, very fluent in a genre that is way older than him. It really paid off because now he is currently filling in for CJ Snare of the band Firehouse. He is their frontman at the moment, filling in. As we talk, he's just finished the Monsters of Rock cruise. It was a quick conversation because Nate's only 22. He hasn't really done much, you know? But it was a great conversation, man. He tells me a little bit about how he got into this, his musical influences. He mentioned Ambrosia, which is one of my favorite bands from the 70s. Which is really cool. Anyway, had a lot of fun with Nate. Let's check it out. Tell everyone who you are.
Hello, my name is Nate Peck. I'm currently fronting Firehouse right now, filming for CJ.
Right on, man. And tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
So I'm from Linden, Michigan.
And what do you do other than front Firehouse at the moment?
That's about all I do right now, and just kind of mix sound at home and mess around on a computer.
Yeah.
And yeah.
How old are you, dude?
I'm 22 years old.
22 years old. So can we talk a little bit about the American Idol stuff, or are you
Sure?
You allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, I can talk about it. Yeah.
So you were on season 21, American Idol. What struck me about you, what caught my attention, is you auditioned with Lightning Strikes by Dawkins.
Yeah.
For a 22-year-old kid, man, like tell me how you are into that genre of music.
Yeah. So I grew up in a musical family. From like age 3, 4, 5, I every morning before I'd wake up, I'd hear like Ambrosia, Styx, Boston, Journey, all playing throughout the house. And it was from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. And that just kind of that kind of music was always in my home.
Yeah.
And so I would say that probably had a little bit to do with the kind of music I listen to today. Yeah.
Right on, man. Ambrosia, that's a name that not many people cite as an influence.
Yeah.
Or something. It's a great band.
It is a great band.
And so you grew up basically listening to 70s, 80s music.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. And when did you start singing?
Ooh. I mean, I always have been singing. I think I took it more seriously maybe 4 years after high school.
Right on. And did you play in a band?
Yeah, I fronted a band from the metro area in Detroit called Wanted. We wrote our songs, and we threw in a couple covers during the live shows of Rat and Doc, and of course, but yeah.
And so it was that style of music. I don't want to say the 80s style of music because it people hear that and they don't, but that genre of music.
Yeah.
See, I love that style too. I mean, I came up in the 80s and I loved, Cinderella and Motley Crue and all those bands. Dawkins was a favorite. So to hear you, man, your range is amazing.
I appreciate it. It means a lot.
When you auditioned for American Idol, did you think they were going to accept that?
No, believe it or not. It was quite different than what everybody else was doing. But I had no clue what their reaction would be.
Yeah. Did it surprise you that they reacted so positively?
It did. Yeah, I was quite shocked. Yeah.
Well, what kind of doors did that open for you?
I was so before American Idol in I think it was October or November of the year before. I was guest singing with Jack Russell of Great White, his band.
Mhm.
Jack Russell's Great White. I'd come out and sing with Jack on a song called "Save Your Love," which was their big
Yeah.
ballad, and that that is the one that opened the doors for me. American Idol got me the exposure and
Uh-huh.
the friendships, for sure. But in my current position with Firehouse, if it wasn't for the guitarist Robbie Lochner, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So
Right on. So the Jack Russell's Great White, that happened before American Idol.
that's correct. Yeah.
And how did that come about?
Um, so I was posting on my TikTok a bunch of Great White covers, and you're familiar with ARM Entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Out of Minneapolis. Okay. Um, there was somebody, I don't know if it was John Domagal or somebody who works there, but they saw the videos, and Jack's, what was his, Bill Richard, which is Jack, he helped Jack out on stage, and he got me into a show at Jurgle's Rhythm Grill in Pennsylvania, and I met Jack there, and then it just from there we grew a great friendship, and it was really cool.
Right on. Was Great White one of the bands you admired, you listened to?
Greatly. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you choose that track, or was that a track that he chose to have you come up on?
Um,
So they got a lot of great tunes, man.
yeah, I would say probably that's by far my favorite song, and he loves that song, and there's some type of, I can't explain it, but there's some type of connection we have together singing that song. I don't know.
Yeah. Are you guys
Cool.
still in contact? Still friends?
We are. Yeah, we
Right
are.
on. Do you did you have any type of vocal training when you were a kid?
No.
I say when you were a kid, but to me you're a kid still.
Yeah, I am. I am. Um, I mean, I watched a few videos like Ken Tamplin's Vocal Academy, and watching like old, like the Journey videos from, I think was it 81 in Houston, Texas, I think.
Yeah, that's a big one on YouTube.
And watching how Steve uses his throat muscles, and studying all these big artists that came out of the 80s, and how they move their mouth to create vowels and stuff like that. But um yeah, no vocal training.
No vocal training. Um, First the Jack Russell thing came along, the American Idol thing. How did Firehouse happen?
um so CJ, so let's see, I was living in Nashville. This is October, November of last year. I get a call from Robbie Lochner, and he's like, "Hey, man, Firehouse is looking for a fill-in singer right now. CJ's out. He's just had surgery, or is about to have surgery." And he said, "Would you be interested?" And I said, "Yeah, I'd love that." And I sent in audition tapes that I did in my car. I did "Love of a Lifetime" and "All She Wrote," and I sent those to Robbie on Facebook Messenger, and he sent that off to Bill Leverty. And next thing you know, the next morning, I get a call from Bill Leverty. He's like, "Hey, man, how's it going? Pleasure to meet you. Heard really great things about you from Robbie, and would you be interested in, filling in until CJ comes back?" And I said, I'd be honored. That'd be great." And yeah, that's how that happened. So if it
Yeah,
wasn't for Robbie,
right on. And did you have any rehearsal time with them?
no,
You just came
no.
in and did the shows.
Yep, they flew me out to Norwalk, Connecticut, and I
Uh-huh.
did my first show for the New England Rock Fest. Yeah.
And is this something that they had let the fans know that it wasn't going to be CJ, that it was going to be, and how was that accepted?
Till this day, it's really it's tough, because it's not, those are big shoes to fill. CJ's an
Yeah,
incredible singer, and it's still a little uncomfortable, because you don't know how the audience is going to react, right?
yeah,
So, it was tough the first show. So believe it or not, my voice completely, because it's the first time I've sang a full hour and a half set, right? My voice blew out on "Reach for the Sky," complete, like somebody had snipped my vocal cords. So that built up some endurance for the next shows to come. But yeah, it was a pretty surreal experience for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. As far as going into that first track, feeding off the crowd, how long did it take you to feel like, okay, I'm in it? I'm gonna kind of take over right now.
Third song in.
Right.
Yeah.
And up until then, you were just shaking in your boots.
Yes, I was, certainly. I was.
Yeah. How many shows have you done with them since then?
Oh, shoot. Let's see. Norwalk, Tennessee. About 7 shows so far.
Yeah. And you getting along with the guys, and
Yeah, it's great.
they've accepted you. They're not hazing you, and
It's yeah, it's great. They have a great family vibe to them, and they're so genuine and loving and supportive, and they're the greatest people to work with.
yeah. Well, I've noticed, man, in the last few years, a lot of these bands from that genre, man, have been playing, and a lot of them have uh new singers, and they're going for young cats like you. Skid Row has this guy Eric who's amazing. Have you met him?
I have not. I'd like to,
Yeah.
but he's right up there with Sebastian, I would say.
Yeah, Warrant has a young guy. We all know the story of Arnel Pineda with Journey. Do you feel that you have a future with your own music, or are you, if hypothetically, if Firehouse were to say, "Hey, man, like, can you stick around?" Would you be able to do it?
Yeah, I believe so. It's a little too early to tell. I would like to branch off and maybe try, you know, find my own sound with a band. But if circumstance happens, if Firehouse were to say, "Hey, man, you wanna do it?" Yeah, I would do it.
Yeah, you're always there if they need
I'm always there. I was told Bill, I said, "Hey, man, if you guys ever need me, just call me."
Yeah. Since joining these guys on the road, man, have you made a lot more connections?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody ask you to jam, like, "Hey, when you're not doing that, you should come check us out." Yeah. Any of that happen? That's how you network in this business.
That's true. That's true. I haven't had anybody who would want to jam, but I've met some really cool people along the way, like Martin Motnick. He's the bass player for Accept. Met the Warrant guys, Winger, Red Beach, and Paul Taylor. But I'd like to eventually maybe jam with them and see.
And these are guys you weren't even alive when they were just touring the world. I mean, they're still playing, but you weren't even alive when they released these albums and wrote these songs. So what's it like for you to actually like be rubbing elbows with them and being a peer?
Oh, I don't think I've really processed it yet, but it feels like I'm in the right place. Like I get along with them really. I feel like everybody tells me I'm an old soul.
Yeah.
But I got to comment on what you said about, the bands and how they were touring the world. Gen X, I would say, has the best generation of music. And I'm super jealous that, you got to live through that. I wish I did. Shoot, but yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
I'm an avid, I collect guitar picks. And it's the pick that set that little hobby off was I went to see Cinderella, and the opening acts were Bullet Boys and Winger. And Red Beach tossed the pick out, and I caught it, and I looked at it, and it had his name on it. I was amazed. I was like, "Oh my God, he's got his own guitar picks," and that's what set it off. I still have that guitar pick.
Wow, that's cool.
I've met him before. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I told him that story, and he slowly backed away.
That's great.
Man, are you still playing in your other band too, Wanted?
No, so I left Wanted right after American Idol because I was moving from Michigan to Tennessee, so that wouldn't have worked out. But they got a new singer now, new great singer, and they're doing well.
Yeah. Do you have your own project right now you're working on? Or are you looking to do something on yourself?
I'm looking to maybe branch out and find that sound and you know see what could come of it. But as of right now, I'm kind of sticking to what I'm doing.
Right on. You got a lot more shows coming up?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We are leaving. Was it Friday for the Monsters of Rock cruise? And yeah, that'll be cool.
Dude, is this just like blowing your mind? 22-year-old kid grew up listening to these bands, and now you're about to go on the Monsters of Rock cruise. Very popular cruise, by the way,
Yeah,
singing for, you know, and
yeah.
you get to sing this song every night, Love of a Lifetime, which is everybody refers to it as the wedding song,
Yes, yeah.
you know?
Um, it's I can't say it blows my mind, but um, it feels right. I can't really describe it. It's really cool to be a part of, the whole thing, and I'm honored to be a part of it. But I can't say anything else. But it feels right. Like it's my home and that kind of music.
Yeah.
It feels like I've known these people for a long time. I can't explain it. It's weird.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. You feel that synergy.
Yeah.
Are your parents proud of you?
My mom is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have brothers, sisters, or anything?
Yeah. I've got an older sister. Yeah.
And is she digging it too?
She is. Yeah. Yeah. She
Is
is.
that who you got a lot of your music from, or
So,
you're mainly your parents, your mom?
so my dad was kind of the R&B, the soul stuff like Earth, Wind and Fire and Journey and Ambrosia, the kind of slower, groovy stuff.
Yeah,
My mom was more of the headbanging rock, or Crocus and Doc and Scorpions, Cinderella, just like you. But
yeah.
that's what I think I get it from my mom, maybe.
Right on, man. You grew up in a rocking household. Who's your
Yeah.
favorite band?
Ooh.
Like, who was the band, growing up that you were like, oh, I wish I could have seen them live? Or
I would have to say, that's a hard question. It would be between, oh, I don't know. I would have to say Great White. Yeah.
right, what? So that
They
was a
have,
big deal for Jack Russell to,
it was
you know,
huge.
really.
Yeah. Just that bluesy rock. You can almost, you feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were one of the first bands then that really embraced that whole that like you said, that bluesy rock sound.
Yeah.
And of course they came along at a time when everything was polished, but you could hear it was breaking through.
Yep.
I think Mark Kendall's guitar playing and Jack singing, of course. He got
Yeah.
compared to Robert Plant a lot, but he was doing his own thing.
Yeah, he was.
So I mean, what's on the horizon for you, man? Like what do you want to do ultimately?
Ultimately,
You want to do your own stuff, but
mhm.
like, are you pretty much content doing this for right now?
Yeah, for right now. And at the end of the day, for me personally, I could care less about fame. I could care less about, all the things that people dream about. As long as, I'm making good money and I can afford to pay my rent and put food on the table and have somewhere to live, that's
Okay.
making it.
Are you married?
I'm not, no.
No. Stay like that, man. You're
Yeah,
rocking now.
it's trouble. Marriage is
Right.
trouble.
Are there any bands you're looking forward to seeing on the Monsters of Rock cruise?
Yeah. Faster Pussycat and seen Winger. They're a great band. Um, probably Winger and Accept. Yeah.
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 You want to hear a
Faster
funny story
Pussycat.
about Faster Pussycat? We went to see them uh years ago when I was a wee child. Um, there was a bill coming to Dallas, Texas, and it was Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet,
Right.
Gary Moore, Y&T, and Guns N' Roses.
Nice.
Well, before this tour started, Guns N' Roses blew up, and they replaced them with Faster Pussycat.
Wow.
So we showed up. We didn't know who they were, but they played, and they were just so good. And they were the opening band. That's how long ago it was. Like originally, Guns N' Roses was the opening act on that bill,
Uh-huh.
and they were the opening act. So we towards the end of their set, we all walked out to get, something to eat or anything. We came back and they were sitting in our seats. and we had to have them kicked out of our seats so we could watch. Like Faster Pussycat had come out and sat in our seats
Wow.
to watch the show.
That's great.
And so, but yeah, they were a favorite band. That first album was killer, man. The first album.
Yeah,
well, right on, man. You have any nightmare gigs yet? Do you have any great experiences that have happened other than just doing this gig? I mean,
Yeah.
Firehouse is a band that's been around for a long time.
Yeah, I would definitely meeting Jack was pretty crazy. I was shaking. I remember walking up the stairs backstage to go meet him. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. The American Idol experience was really cool, seeing how all the production works and seeing, what all goes into it and the preparation. And of course meeting the friends on that show is pretty cool. And just the singing journey itself, coming as far. I was literally singing in my mom's basement 2 years ago, and now I'm on the road. It's just, all that stuff is pretty mind-boggling.
Are you enjoying interacting with fans after the show and stuff?
I am. Yeah.
Right on. How many Where's CJ signs have you seen yet?
I've seen none so far. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. That means it's
Yeah.
Well, brother, the show is called I really appreciate your time, by the way. I know this was very short notice, but thank you for doing this. I look forward to seeing, where you go from here.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's like I said, it's an honor.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you had the time. The show is called Is Breakfast Included? And Nate, if we were having breakfast, what would you have?
Probably an omelet with orange juice. Yeah, that's what I would have.
Right on, man. Where can people find you on social media?
So all my handles are Nate Peck Official. It should be like that for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, you're doing the Monsters of Rock Careers that's coming up. What else do you guys have coming up that they can see you?
I have, let's see, I'm doing a show with, I believe so. If not, if CJ comes back or not, we don't know yet. We got a show with Dokken, Bullet Boys, Jack Russell's Great White, I believe Warren, I'm not sure, and Firehouse.
Good.
But yeah.
Well, I hope you're around and I get to see you sometime and get to see you live. Come up and shake your hand, brother.
Hell yeah. I'd love to meet you.
All right, brother. Well, take care, man. And thanks for your time.
You as well. Thank you again.
All right. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Right on. Nate Peck. You can find him. All his handles are Nate Peck Official. Find out where he's going to be with Firehouse. Find out where he's going to be doing something else. If he's going to be joining Jack Russell again on stage or anything, man. He's a really nice kid, and I wish him the best of luck. Like I said, that was a real quick interview because, I mean, Nate really hasn't done much, but I do see big things for him. But anyway, check him out. Nate Peck Official. Go follow him on Instagram, TikTok, all those things. Show him some support. He's a good kid. And while you're online, check out isbreakfast.com. All the handles, the Instagrams, the YouTubes, the store. Go buy a shirt. Like I said, we're talking about putting some new products up. Give us some ideas, man. Send us a message. Let us know what you want us to carry, or let us know what you want us to do. We are at your beck and call. All right, guys, I am done. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next week.